News4Jax wants to tackle big problems that are impacting all of us. We call this new initiative Solutionaries. The idea is to find big picture solutions to problems.
Tonight, the innovative way one port is tackling the supply chain crisis. Consumer investigator Lauren Verno traveled to Savannah to find answers. Lauren?
So, Joy, Tarek, you've seen the jam of container ships sitting idly offshore. The vessels are packed with items destined for store shelves. Now, in Georgia, they are figuring out how to move forward, starting at the docks. When you own a vegan restaurant,
a beautiful array of madness,
like Latasha Kaiser does,
feeding people is what we do.
Finding a substitute for what is already a substitute is difficult enough.
Banana blossom, I use that for fish. Again, not in stock.
And the supply chain shortage is making what is already a difficult job harder.
So again, we have one can left that I am about to, after this, go try to find and track down banana blossom.
Kaiser tried to find these items on wholesale.
It was available when I ordered it, but by the time the truck was loaded, it was out of stock.
Which means Kaiser is now paying the same price you or I would pay at the grocery store.
Yes.
And sometimes even the big box stores are out.
When great value is out, it's a problem. Yeah. I'm being honest.
Now this problem goes far beyond Crave Vegan's kitchen in a mall outside Jacksonville, Florida. When borders closed around the world in 2020, shipments of goods stopped. When businesses began reopening, demand returned. Cargo ships filled with items waited to be offloaded at ports, but there are not enough workers to unload them and not enough truckers to deliver to stores. The results? Economics 101. Demand outgrew the supply and costs keep going up.
The price has tripled on many things. Robust organic olive oil. We don't want to talk about what that case now looks like. When it was, I'm just going to say it, it was $28 to $32. Now it's $55 to $65. And that is astronomically insane.
The million-dollar question? Is there one solution to fix this supply chain issue?
No, there is no one thing to fix it. But I think what I am seeing is there are good things that are happening.
They're happening in places like Savannah, Georgia.
The Port of Savannah.
At the 2022 Savannah State of the Port. At the helm of this conference, Georgia Port Authority Executive Director Griff Lynch.
But there are solutions, there are ways we can help.
Now, the event is a way for the Georgia Port Authority to show off its accomplishments. And unlike many other ports around the country, Savannah's ports are doing something right. But that wasn't always the case. In October, like the rest of the country, Savannah's ports had up to 30 cargo ships waiting to offload at any given time. And how many do you have today?
0. There are 0 ships at anchor today.
And it's not that the Port of Savannah is small. It's the third largest in the country, with plans to expand container capacity by 60% in the next 3 years. And for perspective, at the time we did this interview in February, it had 0 ships waiting to offload. Portland had 18, South Carolina 34, and in California more than 80.
Part of our values is creativity, and that's inserting ourselves into the supply chain where necessary to find solutions.
And one of the solutions to fixing this supply chain issue isn't actually on the water. You're gonna have to go further inland. Stacked like Legos, this is one of the 6 pop-up facilities across the Southeast owned by the Georgia Port Authority. In total, the yards of empty land offers an additional 500,000 TEUs of annual container space. Now, TEUs are how cargo ships measure space. A standard 20-foot shipping container is 1 TEU. Now, most cargo ships hold between 10,000 and 21,000 TEUs, which means combined, these pop-up yards can fit as many as 50 cargo ships worth of containers.
We need to provide our customers with more space because they have nowhere to send their cargo.
Lynch explains between trucker shortages and a lag in ordering times, businesses aren't always ready to pick up their shipments when they get to the port. These pop-up yards offer a temporary home for the containers while creating more space at the port for other ships to offload.
There are decisions and things we've done that will be a permanent part of our makeup moving forward as a result of the challenges we've had.
But pop-up containers alone are not going to fix a worldwide supply chain issue.
We are still up against it. We have 0 ships at anchor today, but given the fact that there are many ports that are highly congested, customers are calling us, asking us if they can bring their ship to us. So we cannot handle 20 million TEUs, right? So we're building to get to 7.5 to 9 million TEUs. Every port is a finite number. The nice thing about the Georgia Ports Authority is our expansion capability is unbelievable and unmatched. It's just a matter of how quickly can we build it.
You need time.
Time is the key.
Every day a race against the clock to keep these ships moving.
We're doing our best.
And businesses open. And again, as we mentioned, pop-up yards, one little piece to this bigger problem. And I actually did talk to the Port Authority of Florida, and they have the capability of these pop-up yards. They just don't have the demand. We don't have enough cargo ships coming into our ports because there's already so many deals worked out across the country that they don't necessarily even get to use them because we don't have that. So it's figuring out all those little tricky solutions, who can do it best. And that's how you solve the supply chain issue in the most simplest form possible.
It really is a fascinating concept, but you know what? Explain Solutionaries, the concept behind this project we're doing.
So it's so cool, and it's something I really take to heart because we hear so much bad news every single day. We talk about problems every single day. What we're trying to introduce to you at home is solutions to these problems. What are people doing to fix this? And kind of the goal behind this is a giant goal throughout our company, throughout stations across the country, is saying, hey, who's doing it better? How can we bring that to Florida? And they can be little solutions. They don't need to be supply chain issues. And it's something that you can do for yourself. I'll tell you a little sneak peek. I'm working on a story for Earth Day where people are making plastic bags into sleeping bags for the homeless. Something so little that you're able to do. So that's another story we're working on. And those are things we're doing. We're trying to introduce you to solutions instead of necessarily always just the problem.
Good work, Lauren. Thank you.